So, keeping all this in view, the great self-divine realization exponent, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, in this birth has rediscovered the Gayatri Mantra and said that the Gayatri Mantra is the source of all the ecology, of all the human relationships, of all the way of life, and it is basic. And you should also remember that a man in the previous birth who could realize all these faiths and religions and divine gods and goddesses in only a practice of 3 days only, did the penance of Gayatri Mantra for 24 years per day, about 7 hours each day, and for 24 years, so that he could get and realize and understand Gayatri Mantra. Therefore, the Gayatri Mantra's intimacy, the Gayatri Mantra's tremendous power, the Gayatri Mantra's immediate necessity for humanity can be understood by the sadhana Param Pujya Gurudev has done, so that we can understand the greatness of it, the efficiency of it, and the need of it for humanity. And when we say humanity, we should remember it is irrespective of what they are, individually, nationally, or by birth. Gayatri Mantra is the basis which gives you the technology of life. And once you have a technology of life, and once you know how to live, you become independent. But then, just as I have told you, once you become independent and you grow, you have to become interdependent. The interdependence, the interrelationships between humanity is governed by Yagnya. The Yagnya process, as you know, depends on 2 things. One is fire, and the other is the substance that is offered to it. When we say fire, generally we remember the fire, either from a matchbox or in a furnace or in a lighter. But we are not talking about this fire. This is the expression of a physical fire, of a spiritual fire. The physical fire is an expression of the spiritual fire. What is the difference? You have a name, you have a psychology, you have a physical body. And when we have or hear the name, we remember your physical body. But you are the physical body because of the life in it. The fire which we see is because of the life in it, and that power is known as the Agni Devata. So in this Agni Devata, we have to realize Agni is developed by the heat rays and the cool light rays of sun. Sun rays, we have the heat and the light, and it is uniformly throughout the planet Earth, and it has got its own effect in the growth of so many people. But when you concentrate through a magnifying lens, these heat light oriented sun rays are converted into fire. Agni is an intense concentrated power of sun rays, which is a mixture of heat and light. And this intensity which leads us standing before us, Agre, which leads us, our emotions, our desires, our thoughts, which lead us. Repeatedly I am repeating this sentence, lead, because many of our thoughts do not lead us anywhere, just like whispers, they go away. But when a thought is concentrated and become Agni, the fire, then that Agni leads us to the direction in which we want. And we have to create an environment. The substance which we add into the fire is known as the Yagnya-USA-part2, the material which is utilized in the Agni, in the fire. And this has a universal, long distant effect. Many people ask me, how is it possible that the substance you are adding into the fire is going to create the desire you want to get? Let us think that we want a group of 100 to 200 people to cough. You cough. If your friends are there, they will also join your cough because of your friendship. But suppose those who don't understand your logic and those with whom you don't have a relationship of friendship, they will not cough. And those who are against you will not cough. But suppose if you add a dry mirchi, a chili, you add to that fire a dry chili, a piece of that substance, more so in a powdered form, the Havan Samagri, the material for fire. Then what happens? Automatically all of the people around there and also who are nearby will start coughing. Now you understand what happens when something which with an intention and knowledge of the substances that you are using is added to the fire. It creates an environment in the direction in which we want, whether the people know it, do not want to follow it, then also they are forced to follow in that direction. So in this yajna, in this Gayatri mantra used yajna, we want the entire humanity to grow into the real living authorities of life, guiding their life and helping others in this process. With this basis, I will try to explain Gayatri mantra as a formula. It is in Sanskrit letters, but the formula has nothing to do with Sanskrit. For example, I repeatedly give an example. Why I give the same example repeatedly is so that all of you can remember and understand it the moment you hear the example. An English lecturer, while explaining something in his blackboard, wrote the capital letters N and O side by side. It means no. Now a chemistry lecturer enters there. For him it is not no, but he knows, K-N-O-W knows. What does he know? From that NO no, he knows that it is nitrous oxide, a laughing gas, a combination of nitrogen and oxygen. He knows its properties, structure of nitrogen atom. He knows the properties of oxygen atom and its structure and how they are related, the interrelationship between these two, and of course many more things, just by the simple two single alphabets N and O of an English alphabet.